Dielectrics are non-conducting substances, so they have negligible number of charge carriers. Negligible number of charge carriers. In a dielectric, free movement of charge is not possible because there is no free charges. If we place a dielectric in an external field, then this external field induces dipole moment by reorienting the molecules of the dielectric. This produces an induced electric field opposing the external field. Unlike in a conductor, however, the induced electric field is not equal to the external electric field. So, there will be a net electric field inside a dielectric. Since for conductor, the induced electric field is equal and opposite to the external applied field. But in dielectric, though there is no free electrons or moving charge carriers, but this external electric field reorients the molecules and forms electric dipole, and so there will be a net electric dipole moment, and so there will be an electric field inside a dielectric, but this field may not be, rather you can say is not equal to the external electric field. So electric, I have already said there are two types of dielectrics. One molecule is called non-polar molecule and another molecule is called polar molecule. Now for non-polar molecules, let us say we take a non-polar substance. This is an non-polar substance. Right? In non-polar substances, what happens? In absence of an external electric field, the center of the positive charges and negative charges coincide. That means this may be the case in absence of external electric field. Center of the positive charge and negative charge coincides. Here external electric field is 0. There is no external electric field. Now, if we place this dielectric in an external electric field, then what happens? Now, E0 is not equal to 0. That means there is an external electric field. Then what happens? Then both charges, center of positive charge and center of negative charge, experiences force but in opposite directions. We have discussed it earlier also. In an external electric field, the center of positive charges and center of negative charges experiences a force in opposite directions, so they are displaced in opposite directions. That means now every molecule forms an electric dipole. Now this will be the case in an external electric field. The separation between the charges continues till the forces acting on the charge due to the applied field balances the force due to the now this separation of charges continues till the forces on the charges due to the external electric field is balanced by the forces developed or forces due to the internal fields in the molecules. Thus, a non-polar molecule develops a dipole moment. Non-polar molecule now, each molecule forms a dipole. So, there is a net dipole moment and the dielectric is said to be polarized by the external electric field. So, there will be an induced electric dipole moment and this induced electric dipole moment disappears as the external electric field disappears. If now this external electric field removes, again it will form like this and there will be no dipole moment. That means for non-polar substances there will be no permanent dipole moment. There develops a net dipole moment in presence of an external electric. Now for polar substances, we have already said that in polar substances there is an permanent dipole moment or each molecule behaves like a dipole because the center of positive charge and center of negative charges do not coincide. But these dipoles are randomly oriented due to the thermal agitation in absence of any external electric field. That means if there is no external electric field, E0 is 0, then like this. These are randomly oriented. These are not oriented. That means net dipole moment will be 0 in absence of external electric field. Total dipole moment is 0. Now when this polar substance placed in an external electric field, then what happens? Then this individual dipole moments tends to align along the field. Now, if there is an external electric field, then what happens? Then each dipole try to align along the dipole. That means now this is the case. Each dipole align along the external electric field. When summed over all the molecules, there is then a net dipole moment in the direction of the electric field. Thus, dielectric is polarized. Though there is a dipole moment, but net dipole moment is 0 in absence of external electric field for polar substances. And in presence of external electric field, these individual dipoles align around the dipole and thus it is polarized. There will be a net dipole moment. That means both the dielectrics, non-polar and polar, for both cases, in presence of an external electric field, the dielectric is polarized. The dipole moment per unit volume, the dipole moment per unit volume is called the polarization. Dipole moment per unit volume is called the polar which is denoted by capital P vector, polarization. And for linear isotropic dielectric, the induced dipole moment is in the direction of the external field and also proportional to the field strength. Proportional to the field strength what? Proportional to the external field strength. That means for isotropic dielectric medium, this P is proportional to E0, external electric field, or we may say this P is equal to chi E0, and this chi is called the susceptibility of the dielectric medium, electric susceptibility. This is called the electric susceptibility of the dielectric. Now we are going to discuss the process of electric polarization. We have already discussed this. Polarization of a dielectric is the process of inducing equivalent opposite charges on the two opposite faces of the dielectric on the application of electric field. Now let us consider two parallel conducting plates separated by a certain distance. Let us consider two parallel conducting plates separated by a certain distance and having vacuum in between the plates, or you may consider there is an air in between the plates distances, and in between the plate there is vacuum or there may be air. Now these two plates are charged with equal and opposite charges. Let us say in this plate there is plus sigma surface charge density, and in this plate there is minus sigma surface charge density. Now the electric field in between the plates will be from plus sigma plate to minus sigma plate along this direction, and this field will be equal to sigma by epsilon zero. This is the field, right? We have already discussed these things. Now let us introduce a non-polar dielectric slab between the plate. Now each atom becomes a polar atom. Now if we place here an dielectric medium, then what happens? Rather we can say, let us introduce here a non-polar dielectric. Then what happens? Then each atom inside the dielectric becomes a polar atom, or you can say each atom becomes a polar atom having a dipole moment and gets aligned along the external electric field. That means what happens here? Here there is a plus charge, right? This was also in absence of the electric field. Now inside the dielectric there will be reorientation of the dipoles or charges. And here what happens? Each molecule or each atom becomes an polar atom having dipole moment, and now these dipoles will align along the external electric field. Now this will be the case, right? Now that charges. Now see here, if we made a dotted line, say here, then inside this dotted line you can say this plus minus charges cancels each other, this plus minus cancels each other, this plus minus charges cancels each other. And see here, inside the dotted line, the plus charge and minus charge will cancel each other. That means you can say the charges inside the dotted line rectangle cancel the effect of one another. Therefore, the net effect is that the opposite faces of the dielectric will have equal and opposite charges. Now, you can say that this dielectric has a negative charge in this side and positive charge on this side, and no net charge inside this blue dotted line. These charges which are present at this side and at this surface is called the induced charges, or rather we can say these are the bound charges, not the free charges, because this charge, this negative charges will attract by these charges, so this cannot remove or this cannot move inside the material. These are the boundary charges. These plus minus charges and these plus charges are bound charges, not free to move. This process is called the polarization of the dielectric. Induced charges set up an electric field known as induced electric field. Now if sigma p, this is minus sigma p, this is plus sigma p. Sigma p is the induced surface charge density. Then the electric field developing due to this induced charge inside the dielectric, EP, will be equal to what? Will be equal to sigma p by k epsilon naught. Sigma p by k epsilon naught, or rather you can say do not, you have to put the k sign because inside the material we have taken. So we can say the electric field developing inside the dielectric, sigma p, which is called the induced electric field, is equal to sigma p by epsilon 0, and which is in the direction opposite to the external electric field. This E will be in the opposite direction. This positive charge is negative charge. Therefore, this will be the EP. That means here there is an induced electric field EP, which is in a direction opposite to the external electric field. Now, the net electric field inside the dielectric, net electric field inside the dielectric field will be equal to E equals to what? E will be equal to E0 minus EP. E0 minus EP. And you can write this as E0 is sigma by epsilon 0 and E0 is sigma p by epsilon 0. If we say external electric field E0 is this, then this can be written as like this, right? Or plus, then you have to put the plus sign. If we place here a minus sign, then you have to put here plus sign. E0 minus, now sigma by epsilon 0 n minus sigma p n by epsilon 0, or you may say sigma minus sigma p by epsilon 0 n. This will be is the net electric field inside the dielectric field. And see here, sigma minus sigma p is less than sigma. That means E is less than E0. Thus, on placing a dielectric slab between two parallel plates, the electric field intensity inside the parallel plate get reduced. Inside this parallel plate, these two parallel plates get reduced. That means electric field will reduced. Therefore, E is known. This E is known as the reduced electric field. Why this is reducing? Because of introduction of the dielectric medium. The ratio of applied electric field intensity, that is E0, to the reduced electric field intensity E on placing a dielectric between two oppositely charged plates is called the dielectric constant and also known as specific inductive capacity of the medium. We have already mentioned those terms, dielectric constant and what? SIS, specific inductive capacity. K is equal to ratio of the electric field intensity in absence of dielectric to the electric field intensity in presence of the dielectric electric field. In presence of the dielectric. That means E0 by E is the K, dielectric constant of the medium or specific inductive capacity of the medium. Now see here, E0 is sigma by epsilon 0, right? Sigma by epsilon 0. And E is sigma minus sigma p by epsilon. That means this is equal to sigma divided by sigma minus sigma p, and which is always greater than 1. That means dielectric constant is always greater than 1 and it is a pure number. Now from here we can say E equals to E0 by K. E is equal to E0 by K. Or from here you can write E equals to E0 is sigma by epsilon 0 divided by K. That means sigma by epsilon 0 K or sigma NF divided by K epsilon 0 will be the electric field or reduced electric field inside a dielectric in presence of an external field. Now from here let us E equals to sigma by epsilon naught K. Sigma by epsilon naught K. Just take the magnitude. E equals to sigma by K epsilon naught, and this is sigma minus sigma p by epsilon. Sigma minus sigma p by epsilon. From here we can write sigma by K, epsilon cancels out, is equal to sigma minus sigma p, or sigma p equals to sigma minus sigma by K, or 1 minus 1 by K into sigma. This is the sigma p, which is the induced surface charge density, which is less than sigma. That means which is less than the surface charge density of the applied electric field. If the gap between two oppositely charged plates is filled with a conductor, then what happens? If we place here we place in between the two plates a conductor, then what happens? Then we know inside the conductor the electric field is 0, and for that case what can be written? For that case EP equals to 0. That means electric field due to the polarization is equal to the applied electric field. That means sigma p is equal to sigma. From here you can write sigma p is equal to sigma. That means induced surface charge density will be equal to the surface charge. Now, polarization vector, we have already told polarization vector, which is the induced electric field per unit volume or induced dipole moment per unit volume. If small p is the dipole moment of an atom, if small p is the dipole moment of an atom, then P will be equal to N into P, where N is the number of atoms per unit volume. Number of atoms per unit volume, and P is the dipole moment of each atom. Then P, capital P, is the net dipole moment per unit volume in presence of an external electric field. Now we have already written this as P is proportional to epsilon naught E. Proportional to E, that means proportional to epsilon naught E, or you can write P is equal to chi epsilon naught. In that case E was E0. Now here E is the field inside the electric field or reduced electric field. E is the final electric field, that means E is the reduced electric field. And from here you can write P equals to chi E epsilon naught E. Now chi E is the electric susceptibility of the dielectric medium, is equal to P divided by epsilon naught E. P divided by epsilon naught E, which is called the electric susceptibility, which is also a natural measure of polarizability of an dielectric, and it is the dimensionless quantity. Now we have already written this as E reduced electric field is equal to external electric field minus EP. Now from here equals to E plus EP. E0 can be written as E plus EP, and E can be written as P by chi E epsilon naught. EP electric field will be equal to what? Sigma P by, and sigma P, this sigma P is written as P vector. Now this can be written as P by epsilon, this is NN. Sigma P NN by epsilon or E plus P by epsilon 0, or we may write epsilon naught E equals to E plus P. Epsilon naught E0 equals to epsilon naught E plus P. Epsilon naught E plus P. And this epsilon naught E plus P is written as D, which is called displacement vector. Epsilon naught E plus P is called the displacement vector. Now again we back here. E0 equals to E plus, E0 equals to E plus P. P is this chi E epsilon naught E divided by epsilon 0, right? Now from here we can write 1 plus chi E into E, or E0 by E equals to 1 plus chi E. Now what is E0 by E? K. Now from here you can write K equals to 1 plus chi E. This is one relation. Dielectric constant is equal to 1 plus chi E. That means electric